how do you stop artists from running every time you tell them the price? And so a problem that a lot of producers have is they may be talking to an artist and, you know, let's say on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and then the artist seems interested in purchasing a beat from it. They seem like, hey, oh yeah, I need some beats, you know, yada, yada, yada. And then when you hit them with the link to go buy, they disappear and they don't never purchase nothing, and then they stop responding to you, and it's almost like they never existed, right? So it's like, well, what's up with that? Like, how do you avoid that from happening? So I'm gonna give you some real talk about why that could be happening to you and how to avoid that, and if it is happening to you, how to minimize it from happening again. So first off, we got to deal with the science, right? We got to deal with the mind science, the energetic science first. So, you know, just in business, that's going to happen, right? Prospects are going to run when they see price, or they're going to seem interested. You get what I mean? So they're going to seem like they're ready. And so that's going to happen, I say, about 20% of the time, right? 20% of the time, people just disappear after price. But if you're finding it happening more than 20%, so that means out of 10 people, artists you talk to, about 2 of them should run from you and disappear, right? On average, that's about, you know, 80-20 rule. As long as only 2 of them are doing that, you're fine. But the problem becomes when 6 of them out of 10, or 7, or even 8 out of 10, or 10 out of 10 seem interested, and then they disappear once you give them the link to purchase. So if that's happening to you, there's first of all the energetic level of it. We're gonna get to the physical level. Energetic level of it is, that's probably the way your motherfucking ass is. So anytime you see something reoccurring over 80% of the time in your life and in your business dealings, it's probably because it's something to do with how you are, and you're attracting people that are like you. Now I know half you motherfucking producers are like that, because y'all be hitting me up, and then I hit you with a link, and I don't hit back from your ass, and then you go cry, be like, man, I've been hitting up artists when you doing the same shit to people. So the first thing is, are you doing that to other businesses and other people, right, on a consistent basis? So if that's the case, you just attracting to you what you doing to other motherfuckers. So it ain't that hard to understand. I mean, it boggles my mind, because like I said, you know, we get about 20% of the producers. I'll say, hey, y'all text me. Let's do some things, do some promotions. Text me, and then they'll hit me up. Oh yeah, I'm interested. And as soon as I hit them with a link, they disappear, right? And that's what's even crazy, because you actually talking to the man himself, and you still disappear. So if you do that to other people, then you don't be surprised that your business ain't shit and they do that to you, because that's your energy, right? So that's if it's happening to you like 80% of the time. That means that's your energy, that's who you are, and what you're doing. You need to change yourself. You need to become your ideal client. I didn't make that up. I learned that from a course that I took, a $2,000 course I took, and it said you got to become your ideal client. So you should be acting the way you want your ideal client to act. So I said, the way I want my ideal client to act, I want them to spin quick. I want them to just jump into it, take action, know it's for them. Not doing all this hesitation and all that kind of stuff. So I quit doing that to other businesses. I make my decision quick. And if I don't want it, I'll tell you. I'm not going to run and hide and disappear and then stop responding and all that type of old goofy stuff, right? That people do. Instead, if I don't want it, I say, no, I don't want it. Thank you. If I want it, I'll get it right there. I'm not indecisive. I'm not going to run and be like, okay, I'm going to ignore you and all that kind of stuff. I don't want this shit, okay? Because that's the type of client I like. Hey, I just don't want it. Okay, cool. I ain't going to lead nobody on. I'm not going to pretend that I want the shit and then see if you doing that in your life. Just look in your daily life. When you see a salesperson, are you sitting there talking to them and pretending, knowing you don't want the shit? I said, tell you, I don't want it. Don't talk to me. I'm done. I'm not going to lead you on. And people take offense to that a lot of times because of the way I am. They'll be like, yo, a salesperson will walk up to me and be ready to pitch it. I'll be like, bruh, don't even open your mouth to say that, because I don't want it. It'd be them charity people that want to get you for these different programs outside of the Ralphs, outside of the supermarket. They, hey, how you doing? Don't even come over here with that shit, because I know I'm not gonna pay you no money. I'm not gonna give you nothing. So I'm not gonna waste your time, because there's probably people out there that want what you got to offer. So we'll give it to them. And on the flip side, it be people stuff that I like. Oh, I do want that. They come up to me. I'm like, give it to me. I don't want to hear you. I don't need your pitch. I don't need nothing. I want it. Here go the bread. Give it to me, because that's the type of client I want to have. I want people in my business to do this, I want my clients to do the same thing to me in my business. I want that type of, I want them to just be like, yo, I want it, right? And then if they don't want it, I don't want them to lead me on and lead on my salespeople and stuff like that. So first of all, you need to become your client. So make sure you're not doing that in your daily life, right? So that's if you're generally over, 80%, 70%, if it's happening to you over and over and over again, because it happens to everybody in business, like I said, but it shouldn't be over 20%, 30% at the most, right? That's the energetic level. So let's say you like, well, now I'm not doing that to other people, now it's happening, but how do I minimize it from happening? So the second thing, that will cause artists to do that, and this is just real, honest, raw truth. Maybe they just don't want to beat your beats. They don't like your shit, okay? And it's the hardest thing for music producers to accept, that maybe your shit is trash and you need to up your beat game, right? Maybe they just like, you talked a good game. They were nice people. They were looking for beats. You talk a good game. They're like, oh, I'm feeling your vibe. And they go hear your beats and go, oh, this shit is trash. And they just don't want to, they feel embarrassed to tell you. They don't want to tell you, like, oh man, that shit was whack. So they just like disappear on you, right? So you got to make sure your beat game is up to par. They may not just want your beats. They may feel, it may not even necessarily be that it's trash, but a lot of times it is because it ain't up to par yet, because a lot of producers out there not studying, they're not practicing, you know what I'm saying? They're not upping their game. They beats are stuck in 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I know, because I own the community. So I see where your beats is at. How your beats should always be getting better and better because you studying. Producers don't study. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be, I'm listening to all y'all beats. Every top producer on the internet, I listen to their entire catalog. I know all they beats because I'm like, these guys is top guys. They sell it on the internet. Then the top guys in the industry, I go to their catalogs. Then I even go on Apple Music. They got the playlist of different producers. I go on there and just listen to their catalog and just studying how they doing their music, how the beat sound. Go on the top Billboard 20, the top 20 charts, and listening to the music that's up there. Even if I don't like all the music, I'm listening to see what's people are digesting, what's hot right now. Most producers ain't even studying. They get stuck in their own little way of making beats when they started. And then that's the beats. Then they just stick with that. So maybe the beats is not up to par, right? So that's one of the reasons that they may disappear on you. Now, let's say your beats are up to par, right? So your beats is up to par. You're not doing that to people. So we check off those. So what is it that causes them to do that? Well, it may not have the money. So you're talking, and so this is where understanding prospecting, right, and understanding your client avatar comes in. See, most of the time, you don't have a set avatar. That means like a set client that you're going after. So you're just going after everybody that may want beats. And so you're not looking to see, okay, is this person fit my criteria of who I'm looking for as a client? Because a lot of times you can look at their profile and see they somebody that's playing games and they ain't about their business. And so you hitting them up talking about, and they gassing you up. Because the one thing that I know for a fact is anybody that's super broke, that's trying to rap or do music and they ain't got the money, they gonna gas you up with their mouth, right? And that's almost a rule of business in general. People that ain't got money got a lot of mouth. That means that whenever I do sales calls, and I would do sales calls, especially back in the day when I was heavy on the sales calls, the people that had all the mouth, oh yeah, man, I'm excited, let's do it, yeah. Oh man, yeah, I love what you're saying, yeah. When it came time to the money, had the money. And the people that was more like reserved, like, well, okay, let's see, okay, all right, that sounds good. And it came to the money, let's do it. So the people that's always excited, all overly mouthy and overly interested in what you're doing, overly excited, they probably don't have no money to pay for what you're doing. And again, that comes with experience. That's game I'm giving you. People that got a lot of mouth generally don't have a lot of money. And by mouth, I mean that they talking a good game in terms of, gassing you up when you're trying to sell them something. So you trying to sell them your beats, they gassing you up, right? Oh yeah, that ain't nothing. And you say price, oh, 500. Oh yeah, that ain't nothing, man. Yeah. Oh, that's a good price. Yada, 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 right? Those people who do that generally, like I said, don't have the money to buy what you're trying to sell them. So they don't have the money to buy the beats that you're trying to sell them. And so you got to pick you got to be looking to see if you're going to be doing hand to hand like that and actually, talking to the person to get them to buy something, you want to make sure they're qualified. You know what I'm saying? They're a qualified person, a qualified artist that really could spend some money with you. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's the next thing is make sure you're dealing with qualified prospects. If you're dealing with somebody sitting there asking for free beats, You know what I'm saying? Got posts talking about, hey, hey man, I don't buy beats, man. It's free beat. I only want free beats, man. Something like that. And then you sitting there trying to sell them beats. I mean, that's on you. You got to be intelligent. You know what I'm saying? So you got to prospect. Now, one of the secrets that I do is I always, I write down exactly the client that I want to attract. You know what I'm saying? I use law of attraction. Maybe you don't believe in that, but I do. You know what I'm saying? So I write down specifically who I'm looking for. And then it seems like not only do they attract them like on some attraction, but also like it seems to narrow my focus to where I seem to see those people. So like if you have a focus and you have a sea of people, right, and you put your mind on a certain attribute, you'll notice that attribute amongst all the people. So it's a certain attribute. That's why it's important for you to know the attributes of the people that you want to work with. And when I do hand-to-hand anything, I want to work with people that's going to spend some money. Like, I'm not trying to talk to you to you can buy a $30 beat. That's a waste of my time and a waste of my energy. Go to the beat site and just buy that shit. What am I going to sit there and talk to you for $30 for? Let's make some real business moves. Spend $3,500 with me. You understand what I'm saying? Spend $3,500 and let's make some real moves, man. Let's make some beats. Let's buy some beats, buy some lyrics to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's put some real money behind your project. That's what I'm talking about. If we ain't doing that, then what we talking about? $30? I'm gonna sit here and go back and forth with you for $30? Come on, man. And people that's trying to, that's on that $30 level, those are the ones who stay disappearing because they ain't doing nothing important, but yapping their mouth. So that's them. Now the next level, after that level, right? Let's say you're talking to people that are qualified, and you're like, okay, I know they qualified. I know they out here buying beats, and I know I got some good shit. They like my stuff, but they're disappearing. Well, the main thing you got to remember is